Jay, and I hope you're doing well. We just got back from an awesome family vacation in the Blue Ridge Mountains. My wife and I were inspired to refinish some furniture, so that's what this video is about. Today we're working on a few projects. We're going to be refinishing one piece of furniture and we're going to be chalk painting another. This table is about 25 years old and it's still in really good condition, but we just wanted to update it with some chalk paint. We went with a Home Depot brand, Behr, and we went with the Timeless Blue, which is going to look really nice. It's going to give it a nice bold look. The steps that we did so far is we used a Bona cabinet cleaner, which helps degrease. We use it around the house for fingerprints and that kind of thing. And then we went over the entire table, just a real quick sanding with a 220 sandpaper. That 220 just gives it a little bit of a rough edge. It'll help the chalk paint stick to the whole thing. And then finally we went with the decorative clear wax finish. And what the wax does in the end is you're gonna polish it on after everything's dry. And if you put a glass down on the table, then the chalk paint won't run off or anything like that. It'll give it a nice protective coat afterwards. Top is like really dried quite a bit. Dana's working on the legs now. The 80 worked really well. We were able to get off all the varnish and a lot of the stain. This wood is like beautiful. Now we're gonna really smooth it out with 150 and then we'll go to 220. On to 220. Look how beautiful this wood is. Oh my gosh. And that is so smooth. So after that 220, it is just, it's ready to go. So what I'm gonna do now is take a wet rag, get all the dust off of the whole thing, and then I'm gonna stain it. I just used an old t-shirt. This thing is gross and it's seen its day. It's just a really nice material and easy to use to spread the stain on the surface of wood.
Later.
It is nighttime now. Let's just check in on the progress. It's been a few hours since we Did our first coat. That's looking pretty awesome. And then over here we've got one coat of stain. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just sand this a little bit. What I do is I take a piece of a paper bag and I just go along and with the grain, just sand ever so slightly. Just leaves it nice and smooth. And then I put the next coat on.
One week later.
Hey, it's Jay, and happy Father's Day to all those dads out there. After the first coat of stain, I noticed that there's still a few shiny spots on here left over from the old stain. So I'm just gonna go back over everything one more time and then we'll just restain again. So while I've got the orbital sander out, I'm just gonna go over the top of this table just really quickly because I don't want to take the paint way off, but I just want to smooth out everything. You can still see some brush marks from the first coat. And then we're gonna put a second coat on this, and then I think we might finish it with a satin lacquer. We have the option of either a clear wax or a satin lacquer, and I don't know, I haven't made my mind up yet. We'll see when we get there. So that's it for tonight. Right now this is drying. It kind of looks smoky while it's drying. Here's the table. It's pretty much dry, but we're gonna let it sit overnight. And then tomorrow, I think we might be ready for some satin lacquer.
The next day.
It's a beautiful day today. This is my favorite day because we get to do the poly coat, the satin finish, and it just makes everything look super nice. So before we do that, we're gonna do one more sanding job with a paper bag that I got from the Publix grocery store. By the way, I learned this little trick from my mom. My mom's an artist, a very talented artist, and this is something that she used to do on her shaker boxes. She used to do these custom boxes for people and paint their houses, and she would stain them, and then after she stained, she'd use some paper bags and sand them down, and it just makes it really nice and super smooth. So smooth. On this blue table, I'm just gonna try down here on a leg. Yeah, see, I just want to check a spot first just to see how the chalk paint will react to the paper bag. And I'm not liking it. I'm not gonna sand this piece down with the paper bag just because it's just not getting the effect that I want. This is also the reason why you need to put a finish on chalk paint furniture, because the first wet item that touches it, you're gonna see all sorts of stuff come off. Watch how easy this is. Take my rag, get some of the solution on here, and I just wipe it on. Just go with the grain. It works so well. You don't have brush marks. I love this stuff. It's soaking it right up right now. You can see it just soaking right in.
Many minutes later.
It's been 4 hours. Some spots absorbed a lot and others didn't, so we're ready for round 2. We're gonna let the tables dry for tonight, and then we'll put one more coat on tomorrow morning.
The next day.
We're gonna do one last coat on everything, and then I think we're there. And for the finale, down here we've got some leather inserts that came with the table originally. They matched, and we can take these out. What do you think, with or without the leather inserts? Drop a comment below.